What can really be said about this game that hasn't already been said? Really not much. So much has been analyzed, talked about, and theorized on this game, as it's been one of the most talked about games ever. What can I add? Probably not much, except for my own experience with it, resulting in a fairly short video. Having been a Zelda fan for as long as I can remember, I was very pleasantly surprised with this game. And I'm not going to lie, I honestly don't remember the build up to this game, but I do remember playing it for the first time. When Zelda tells Link to open his eyes, the intriguing room we find ourselves in. And something that's been talked about so much is that feeling you get when you run out of the Shrine of Resurrection for the first time and see the brand new world, ready and waiting to be explored. I remember exploring the Great Plateau, completing the Divine Beasts, and slowly progressing towards the final showdown with Calamity Ganon. My first playthrough, I probably didn't find half of the shrines, only found 5 or 6 memories, but I remember having the time of my life. As soon as I finished the game, I instantly restarted. This time around, knowing my preferred method of travel was climbing and gliding, I was determined to fill my stamina wheel first, not to mention completing Va Meadow first so I could grab Rivali's Gale early on. This time I found every shrine to obtain the outfit of the wild. I was still reminiscent of the old green tunic, and this was the closest thing in-game at the time. I've since come to really love the hero's blue tunic, and really every change this game has made, not just to the franchise, but open world games as a whole. Zelda games were often criticized for their linearity, and they hit that on the nose with Skyward Sword. If you've watched my first couple of videos, you know I wasn't a huge fan of Skyward Sword, mainly because of the linearity. So when Breath of the Wild was released, and you could literally do anything and go anywhere you wanted, it was relieving to play. So much about this game is criticized, with the same aesthetic in the shrines, divine beasts, and a less than epic soundtrack. But I honestly had so much fun exploring Hyrule and experiencing this new world that I never noticed. I definitely notice them now, but after 6 years of playing the game off and on, I continue to not be bothered by them. I definitely understand why someone would be bothered, but as I keep discovering new areas, side quests, and mini games on each playthrough, I can't be bothered by them. I've enjoyed this game so much that I decided to 100% the game before Tears of the Kingdom came out. I'm definitely not a completionist and have only ever 100%ed one Zelda game. The very first, because I followed a guide just to ensure I beat it. Many say the Korok seeds are tedious, but I had such a blast finding all 900 and completing the puzzles and challenges offered. Some of the side quests were fairly boring, and even more boring rewards, but others were engaging and highly satisfying, with most everyone's favorite from the ground up. This was a needed entry in the series in order to keep it fresh and engaging, and Tears of the Kingdom looks to further that. Tears of the Kingdom is reusing the same Hyrule map, albeit unrecognizable, and adding sky islands and an underground, not to mention amazing new abilities. With the release of Tears of the Kingdom, I'm worried that there will be little to no reason to return to Breath of the Wild again, save for nostalgia. However, I hope I'm wrong. Whatever the outcome may be after May 12th, I'll forever have deep appreciation for what Breath of the Wild did and the blueprint it laid out for the future of Zelda. Thanks for watching.